Spencer, what a great feeling. You've taken Eastleigh to the cleaners here by 6-2. Would you have thought that?
No, I mean I wouldn't say it's necessarily been coming, but the performances, as I've said before, have been half decent. I think we've had a reasonable start to the season, and no, I didn't expect to go and beat such a quality side as Eastleigh by 6-2. However, we've been better than the results have shown, and we don't want to get too carried away with the win. We've certainly not panicked with some of the defeats, and I don't want us to get too carried away with the win. But it's something we want the club, the supporters, and obviously the dressing room to enjoy, because it was a fantastic performance.
And you had a lot of injuries early on, but the spine of the side now, with Alan Inns back, Steve Laidler and the boy Jones, and Rhys Connolly up front, the spine is so strong now.
Yeah, and I've been saying that for a few weeks. We knew that when we got players available and people started to get match fit, that we've got a decent squad here. And I'm just very pleased for all the fans that turned up here today. Disappointed for the ones that didn't turn up, and I think we proved a few people wrong. There's been a few gripes around the place, and those of you that didn't turn up have missed a hell of a performance. And I hope that brings you back here. We're realistic to what we're trying to achieve this season. It's well known what our situation is off the pitch, but we've just seen a fantastic team performance and players that have worked themselves to death, and thoroughly a very big win.
And the new boys, Dean Inman and Rhys Jones, you've got to be really pleased with their performances.
I'm really pleased with all the team. I really don't think, I know it's an easy cliche to say, I thought the whole team played very well. I mean, I said I've been quite harsh on them in the dressing room. I was very disappointed about the goal in the last minute. We stopped doing the right things there, and the goal that they scored in the first half, as much as it looks a great individual goal, nobody wanted to put a finger on him. So it is harsh, but as I've said in there, let's really enjoy the win. However, one win doesn't make a season. We'll enjoy it, we'll be positive with it. We've set incredibly high standards. As I said, we haven't been panicking when we haven't been getting points on the board, and I don't want us to get too excited with this. But we've set very, very high standards to push on with.
And many people around the place raised eyebrows when you put Daniel Bennett, who one would have thought was an out-and-out winger, into a central role, but it certainly works.
Yeah, we've talked to Dan about this before, and Dan is a very talented player, but he's realising now that at this level, teams know about him and they have a plan for him, so we need to mix it up, and Dan needs to mix it up, and when he does what we ask of him, he's very, very good. He realises when he goes a little bit off bat, then it's a struggle, but we've got players that can mix it up. Cardini's been in there, Tarpey can play in there, and what we've got at the moment is we've got a core group of players that we can have a plan B, and it's worked very well. So there are positives to take from it. Obviously I'm delighted for everybody at the club, but it is one win, and we've got to make sure that we push on in the coming games.
Were you a bit surprised in Eastleigh's team selection at 7:45 when they go out? I think quite a few of the supporters were.
They obviously made a number of changes in defence. I mean, their attacking unit is just purely outstanding. I mean, they've got so many quality players. I wasn't surprised about that. I mean, it didn't make them weaker at all. In defence, he gave a couple of the other lads a go. But these are players that are regulars in Blue Square South side. So I warned us that we needed to be really on our guard. But it was an opportunity. And I thought our first half performance was absolutely outstanding. I mean, their keepers pulled off one absolute worldly. I mean, we could have really scored 5 or 6. And all credit to my lads. We gave them a torrid time, but they were always a threat. They've got so many outstanding players, and I just wanted us to go all the way to the end, which we just about got through. As I said, disappointed right at the end to concede a second, but I'd rather that we do that in a game when we're 6-1 up.
Well, that was Spencer Day, manager of Farnborough, who absolutely thrashed Eastleigh tonight by 6-2. Basingstoke next up in the Hampshire Senior Cup, Spencer. Is this a priority game for you?
It's a priority because we're not playing on Saturday. We haven't played against Saturday. We were hoping to rearrange a game against Truro, but that hasn't happened. So we won't have played since the previous Tuesday. So we're going to use it very much as a first team game. We'll give a few players some game time that have been on the bench and a couple of squad players, but predominantly it'll be a first team. I expect Basingstoke will probably bring a first team. So it is a very important game for us as we, have such a week off. So it's a great opportunity for a number of players.
Yeah, will you be including quite a few reserves in the squad?
No, very much. It'll be a first team squad game. So as I said, players that have spent some time on the bench at the start of the season maybe 1 or 2 extras, but predominantly it'll be a first team. Basingstoke are a strong side, and as I said, I hope the fans turn up for it, because it will be a first team game and we won't have played since the previous week, and we want to carry on from where we left off against Eastleigh.
Thank you, Spencer, and best of luck against Basingstoke. Spencer, Tunbridge Angels up next. What do you know about them?
They're a side that started similar to us. I believe their results haven't really matched their performances, but they've got some outstanding players. The lad up front in particular is very highly respected. So we managed to just about get past them last time at home last season. So a very difficult game for us, but we're looking forward to it after our last performance against Eastleigh. We've had a little bit of time off, and we'll make sure we prepare right, and fingers crossed we can go and get back-to-back home wins.
Yeah, well, after that last league win, as you've mentioned, against Eastleigh by 6 goals to 2, yes, I'm right, 6 goals to 2, which is some doing, you've got to feel slightly confident.
Well, yes, but we said to the players after that game that one win doesn't make a season. We've deserved a bit more than we've had so far this season in the games that we haven't picked up points. But every game is particularly difficult. As you saw with Eastleigh, I don't think Eastleigh would have expected to come here and get beat in the last game. So we know that anything other than our best means that we won't take anything from the game. So we've got to make sure that we prepare right. Yes, we've set our standards very high. Hopefully the fans will get behind us, turn up in numbers, and fingers crossed, as I said, we can get another home win.
It's the $64 million question on performance like you had against Eastleigh in the last league game. Do you think you could, early doors yet, but push for a sixth place spot?
No. This club's got to be very realistic. Don't get me wrong, really enjoyed the win against Eastleigh, but that was a one-off game. And this club is financially batting above where it should be. And my job is to make sure this team stays in the Blue Square South, off the pitch. The board are working incredibly hard. It's very, very desperate. We've got problems coming up pretty much every day, and Steve Dooley's working incredibly hard to keep us above water. But survival at the moment is the priority. I hope intermittent amongst that survival we can have some performances like we did against Eastleigh, but we've got to be realistic. Survival is our number one goal until we can find new owners.
Well, that's a very honest Spencer Day, manager of Farnborough.